Former Health Secretary Matt Hancock finally won a leadership race last night, pipping Mike Tindall, who wore his wife's bikini bottoms, to become camp head on I'm a Celeb. But with rumours of an extended episode and first eviction to take place on Friday night, could he be left with a premiership even shorter than Liz Truss? Joining me to discuss this is legendary broadcaster. I'm literally in awe. Former I'm a Celeb campmate Timmy Mallett, who took part in... Give me a hat.
Yes. Oh, I say. Now, that's a good hat.
What do you... What do I do? Do I do it like that?
No.
Mr. How do I do it, Timmy?
Try this one.
What are we doing?
This hat, this is my original hat from being in the jungle.
How does that look?
Well, try it, and it smells a bit of bugs and stuff. Hang on, there may be a cockroach in there, just a moment.
It's too small. My head's bigger than yours.
OK, so
Somebody
this
will
one,
say something about that.
I decorated with polka dots.
Why?
Well, because of itsy bitsy teeny weeny, of course. And this was now I feel like I'm in the jungle. I've even got my boots off.
Lovely. I'm absolutely obsessed with this programme. I'm not sure about this hat. Anyway, let's just talk about this, right? Let's just talk about the jungle.
Yes.
Right? In the old days, in my humble opinion, people used to go there, didn't they, to, like, revamp their careers. Now the names are incredible. Boy George is in there.
Yeah, it's good. I think Boy George is an absolute joy in this show. I think he's really entertaining, and I'm enjoying everything he's revealing. He's got a bit of magic about him. So is Chris Moyles.
He's looking really hacked off, isn't he? Let's be perfectly honest about Moyles. I hate this hat. Anyway, never mind. Listen, you know Moyles, here's a fact for you. Do you know the link between Chris Moyles and Boy George?
Go on.
Chris Moyles' girlfriend is Boy George's manager.
Right.
This is an absolute fact. I only found out about the weekend. I thought that was really exciting.
And that's important in this programme?
It's as important as you being the man who launched the radio career of a legend. Do you want to tell them what you're famous for?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Who did you give a first job to on Manchester Piccadilly Radio as a T-boy?
Oh, quite a few, actually, Jeremy. There's quite a few who are now working in TV, and I keep coming across them all over the place. Well, Brian Cox would be one, Professor Brian Cox.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, Andy Bird, who runs Disney and Pearson. And a bunch of them, really. There's quite a lot who've been involved. What's that got to do with the jungle?
Because I think it's important to know all about you. I grew up listening to you and watching you, man. You're a legend.
Thank you very much.
And taking your response about those sorts of things is important, because there you were. You built a career. You ended up on I'm a Celebrity. I guess what I wanted to start by saying was, what did it do for you and your career?
I never went in with a purpose of it having any impact like that. Mrs. Mallett said to me, there are 3 things to remember. She says, 1 is don't pick your nose. 2, don't weep. And the third one, hang on, just trying to remember what the third one was. Oh, I know, don't bitch about anybody behind their back. And it's quite intriguing because the jungle environment is smaller than the studio we're in now, Jeremy. Yeah. It's really tiny. Yeah. And you're with a dozen people and in close proximity, and those logs are not very comfortable to sit on. It's not a very easy environment with people who need it or want it.
Do you think most people in there try and be themselves? I've heard this discussed so often. Do you think people act? Do you think they want to show? And we've had Matt Hancock saying, I want some sort of forgiveness. I want to show people the real me.
I thought that was quite intriguing when Moyles said, forgiveness for what? Let's clarify what exactly you're doing here. But clearly he's looking for a new career outside of politics. And that's OK. You know, I'm sure we'll see him either sitting in for you here, Jeremy, or for Piers.
Well, I can't see him sitting in for Piers. I mean, listen, I was very happy to get you. He's got Ronaldo, I've got you. But on a serious note, Matt Hancock, where's it going to end up? Because he's done all these trials, right?
Yep.
And he's absolutely eating them up for breakfast, isn't he?
But he's doing it with an intriguing manner about him, actually, which is he's prepared to accept the indignity of all that rubbish chucked all over you. And you know what you're signing up for. You know it's going to be disgusting. And if you go in with a sense of humour and a feeling of, OK, I know this is going to happen, it works. And I
Did it work for you?
Oh, I think so, yeah. I'm quite comfortable with that. I actually collected the paper bark and used it in my paintings. There's an image I think you've got here.
Have we got an image of one of your
One of
paintings?
my
This
paintings.
was done in the jungle, I believe.
Yeah, this is...
Have we got it up on screen? Oh, they're just getting it, which means they're just...
You can... I've written about it in Utterly Brilliant, My Life's Journey. These are my memoirs about... what it's like being with some of these people, and
there it
what
is.
happened.
You can see it on screen.
Yeah, now there you can see the smoke climbing up through the jungle, and the paper bark. I've used it on the tree trunks themselves, and it's glued on with oil paint. Yeah.
Good for you. Would you recommend the jungle? I was thinking about Morgan's on a date.
Well, I was thinking about you, actually.
No, I don't think that... I don't...
Piers would be very entertaining on the jungle.
What, and I wouldn't?
Yeah, I think that's probably, but actually fairer.
Not as entertaining,
No,
obviously.
Piers...
You would be, but just not as entertaining.
Let's put the two of you together in the jungle and see how you get on.
Can you come here a minute?
No.
I want you to come
I'm
here.
preparing my mega show.
Can you just come here 1 minute?
What do you want?
But I've missed you. It's been a week. Come on, just come. Because the thing is, you know...
I know. You need the ratings. Come on.
Try the hat on.
No.
I want to see
I don't
if
do
it
hats.
Please,
And I definitely don't do the jungle.
Do you think we'd ever do it?
There are two types of people in the world of celebrity.
Yeah.
No offence.
Right. Why are you waving at me? I'm
Because you're obviously going to go in there.
Oh, hold on.
Two types of people.
Yeah.
Those who eat kangaroo testicles and those who don't. And I'm very much parked in the I don't.
Yeah, well, that's quite all right, Piers, but there are those with courage who are prepared to...
Funny enough, my
accept the
parents,
indignity.
my long-suffering parents,
Yeah.
did actually say to me once, we were having dinner, and they said, it was almost like an intervention. And they said, look, you've put us through a lot of things, good and bad, and we're very grateful for all of it. But there is a red line for us, and we both agreed, your father and I, said my mother, that it would be, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. We couldn't watch you go in there and do that.
What about spandex? Would you ever do Strictly?
No, God, no. I was offered $180,000 to do the American one.
No
Dancing
way.
with the Stars, yeah.
All right.
Dancing with the Stars. And I turned it down because nobody needs to see me dancing, except at 4 a.m. after a lot of Jack Daniels.
That's fair enough.
Am I now a guest on this show? What's
Yes.
happening?
Who's going to win? Is Matt Hancock going to turn the British public round to his opinion?
I can tell you a bit of fun.
This is brilliant. Listen to this. Sorry, this is brilliant.
So I can reveal exclusively on the Kyle show.
The Kyle show.
Well, I prefer calling it that. That tomorrow night, Matt
brilliant.
Hancock's local pub in Suffolk, his constituency, West Suffolk, is called the Cock Inn. And so tomorrow night, I am taking over the Cock Inn and broadcasting the show live from his local pub, where we're going to have a lot of his constituents who, of course, are being betrayed by him at the moment and deserted. And I'm going to be basically having a surgery there for Hancock's constituents and hearing what they have to say about their highly paid member of parliament taking loads of money to desert them.
It's really interesting, actually, to be honest. I've watched the trials, and I think you're right. I think there's a sort of act going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the British public will keep him in? Do you both think that actually, essentially, it could work?
It will work until the evictions begin.
Right.
And then I think that's probably the end of it for Matt, because he's been very good value and will be...
Sorry, can I just say something about this? Matt Hancock is not good value. Matt Hancock is an absolute disgrace. Matt Hancock is a man who...
And we're not talking about whether he's a disgrace.
No,
or
we
not.
are
We're saying
actually. Because watching people high-fiving him, clapping and cheering when he wins some vacuous trial and brings
No,
him back...
it's not about that. It's about
I'm sorry.
the actual
But
challenge
should he
going
be in there? Should he be in there?
He should not be in there. 400 grand to desert his constituents after what he did in the pandemic.
Bet you wish you bought your
after
mallet now,
breaking his
don't you?
own lockdown laws to have an affair in government buildings.
I mean, I think that's
thousands
the
of
point.
people died because of his catastrophic decisions.
I'm going to add something else to the mix, Piers. This is really interesting. So they're all starting to talk behind his back last night. See Boy George and Sue Cleaver. How long before they're accused of bullying? Are they going to do a 360, the British people? It will be fascinating.
Yeah,
but everybody's into this goddamn show, and you're right. Should he be at home doing his job?
I think it's a complete disgrace. And I think the fact that he's being celebrated now and there, and the fact that he's almost, softening his appeal to the public, it's like, get over yourselves. Think about all the people who died because this guy made such terrible decisions, like sending 20, 30,000 people, elderly people from hospitals back into care homes without testing them to see if they had COVID-19.
New role that he's got as camp leader, one of the things he came out with yesterday was a list of instructions. And the other members there said, now, are these the rules or just guidance?
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting little observation.
I think...